Listening is an important part of learning. To be able to hear new information, understand it, remember it and talk about it, a person needs to be good at listening. But listening can be hard work, especially for children, and particularly if they're using a language that is not their first. So how can we as parents help our children to develop this crucial skill? In this video, we'd like to talk to you about a special type of listening called active listening. We will explain how you can be an active listener and how you can teach your child to be one too.
What is active listening? Active listening means giving someone your full attention and trying to understand what they are telling you. It means that your mind is focused completely on the person who is talking. Because they are fully focused on what is being said, active listeners are more likely to understand and remember new information and less likely to become distracted. That might sound simple, but if we're honest with ourselves, is this always how we listen to other people? Just like we might find it easy to start thinking about something else when a person starts speaking, our children might find that their minds wander when they should be listening. It's important that we develop our listening skills and help our children do the same, because active listeners tend to have better comprehension, communication, problem solving, and leadership skills. It really pays to be an active listener.
How can you help your child be an active listener? Be a good listener yourself. Give your child your full attention when they're speaking to you. Don't interrupt and don't finish your child's sentences for them. Give them time to express themselves fully. If you aren't sure what your child meant, or you want to hear further details, ask a few questions about what your child said. When your child has finished speaking, repeat back a few key ideas in your own words. This shows the child that you were really listening to what they said. It also gives them an opportunity to clarify anything you may have misunderstood and to practice listening carefully to you.
Read stories. When you read with your child, try to make it an interactive activity. These 4 steps can help you to really involve your child in storytelling. Clarify. Ask if there were any words your child didn't understand in the story and help them to understand their meanings. Question. Ask your child questions about the text you've just read to them. These can be simple questions about what happened, or for older children, more complex questions, for example, about how they think the characters might have been feeling, or what they were thinking at a given point in the story. Summarize. When you've just finished reading a section of a story, ask your child to summarize the main events in just 2 to 3 sentences. Predict. Ask your child what they think is going to happen next in the story.
Engage in activities that require instructions. Cooking is a great example of an activity that requires good listening skills. Read a recipe to your child and have them follow your spoken instructions carefully. Play listening games. Here are a few examples of games you can play to help your child improve their listening skills. The telephone game, a good game for when your child has their friends over. Whisper a sentence into your child's ear and have them whisper it to their friend. Have all of the children do this until the sentence has been passed on to every child. The last child says the sentence out loud and everyone sees how much the sentence has been changed. The story chain game. Start a story with your child. For example, once upon a time there was a big hairy giant who lived on a mountain. Take it in turns to add a sentence to the story. This is a game you can play with just 2 people, the whole family, or even a whole room full of children. Spot the change game. Tell your child a familiar story, but make a few small changes. See if they can spot the details that you changed.
Get their full attention. When you speak to your child, have them stop what they're doing and face you. Active listening involves showing the other person that you are listening. Just as you do this for them, show that you expect them to do the same. Talk to your child. This might seem very basic, but is so important. Talk to your child as often as possible about things that are important to them. This gives you a chance to model active listening for your child and helps them practice their speaking and listening skills.
In a world so full of distractions, it's getting harder and harder for children to be active listeners, to understand and remember what they have been told. But by showing them how to be an active listener, you can help them develop and strengthen this priceless skill.